In Parshas Vayera we learn about Bikur Cholim. Kodesh Baruch Hu came to visit the sick, and we are commanded to walk in the Kodesh Baruch Hu's ways and visit the sick. But how long do you need to dedicate for visiting the sick? Shlomo Zalman Auerbach Zecher Tzaddik Livracha once came to visit a sick person, and he stayed there for 3.5 minutes and left. So he was later asked, is that all that is needed, 3.5 minutes? And Shlomo Zalman said yes, and I have a proof from the Gemara. In Maseches Nedarim, Daf Mem Amud Aleph, the Gemara says one shouldn't visit a person who is sick in the first 3 hours of the day, and not in the last 3 hours of the day. The Gemara explains, in the first 3 hours of the day, a person feels usually a little better. He had a full night's rest, and the one who is visiting him will see that he's actually doing pretty good, so maybe he's not going to daven with full intensity for his refuah. In the last 3 hours of the day, the patient usually feels much worse. So then the person who's visiting is going to think, this guy is a goner. There's no chance, and he's not going to daven appropriately. Therefore, if a day is 12 hours and you can't visit in the first 3 hours and you shouldn't visit in the last 3 hours, you really have a window of 6 hours in which to visit. An hour is 60 minutes. 6 hours times 60 is 360 potential minutes of visiting the sick. The Gemara also says there in the Nedarim, Mitzvah's Bikur Cholim doesn't have a shir. One should even visit 100 times a day. So if we take 360 and divide it by 100, we'll find each visit, how long it should last, and that's 3.6. 3.5 minutes is sufficient for the mitzvah of Bikur Cholim, said Shlomo Zalman Auerbach. Obviously, this was said jokingly, and if the patient requires more assistance than he needs the person who's visiting to stay, he should stay a bit longer.